everybody, and welcome to Rough Stuff, the podcast where we have our friends come over and tell us embarrassing stories from their childhood. And it's super fun. I am your co-host, Bridgett Greenberg, and I have carried on a 3-year acquaintanceship with someone who thinks my name is Bethany, and I have never corrected them.
Oh, thanks, Bethany, for that fun fact. And I'm Sarah Griffith, and I woke up with a nosebleed in bed with somebody else.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's good. And so excited to have our guest, Katie Marovitch, with us. You know her from College Humor and UCB, and she's very funny. And here she is.
Hi, everybody. I would like to tell a short story.
go on.
When I was younger, I was extremely nerdy, and I had just so many books, so many more books than all the other children for some reason. And this was around the time when like rolly backpacks were really in.
Always.
And,
you mean always?
Well, I feel like this is when it started, though, when I was in like 5th grade.
Yeah.
And I wanted one, and I couldn't get my books to fit in it, so I just carried around a little suitcase on wheels that was my backpack.
Was it like a carry-on
Oh,
suitcase?
it was fully a carry-on suitcase.
That is, and it was just like
full of books,
like novels.
Why did you feel the need to bring every book you owned to school?
I don't know. I would bring them all the books that I had in the classroom. I would bring home every day,
right?
Yeah.
And then I would bring them all back. But normal kids weren't doing that. They were bringing like their notebook or something. But I had like notebooks and folders and binders and books, textbooks.
So like you had a roving locker.
Yeah.
Yes, I truly did. I didn't even have a locker, I don't think. I just had everything in my little suitcase.
With your away bag? And if you use rough stuff on away.com, no, I don't know.
I had scoliosis.
Oh.
So you couldn't, have the.
I was to the point where I was carrying so much in my enormous backpack on my back that it was becoming a problem.
Okay.
So I had to. Yeah, so this was like the only solution.
Where, I don't know if it
Well,
was.
it wasn't the only.
This was the only thing I could possibly have done. There was nothing else.
Where were the other kids keeping all their books?
I can't figure it out. I still can't.
They gave everybody else a locker, and they were like, kid with scoliosis.
Yes. There's no way that's what happened. But I truly just had, I remember, you know how suitcases have that thing where you like clip it to save your clothes? I would do that with my books.
Just to keep it safe.
Yeah.
Were you like reading more than one book at a time?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was like the best student in the world. I was like such a joy to have in class. I did all the reading. I went above and beyond. I asked in 2nd grade, I was like, these books aren't hard enough for me. And so I got to start reading like high school books and then doing little reports on them just by myself. So yeah, I was cool.
Were you ever in Name That Book?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. Never mind. There was like this competition thing that I really wanted to do when I was in elementary school, and you had to be chosen. They only chose 2 people per grade, and it's basically for people who you read like a list of books, the blue ribbon, whatever the fuck list. It's like the 100
the
books.
Oprah's list. Yes.
Essentially for kids, yes. Yeah. And you read all these books, and then you do trivia based on the books you read. Ooh. And you would have to name that book. So it'd be like, in which book is Scout's father Atticus Finch? And you're like, oh, it's To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
And like, I really, really, really wanted to do it, but I was never chosen. And it sucked because like the people who were chosen should have done it, but also I felt like I was just a little bit below them in terms of reading, and I was really good at trivia. And I also like got approved by my librarian early on to read more advanced books.
Yeah.
But I certainly didn't read more than one book at a time.
Why did you need to get approval from people to read?
Well, because I wanted to check out like the Scottish play from the library, and they're like, we're not going to have her read Shakespeare. And I literally remember sitting down with the librarian, and she was like, read this out loud to me. Like, I want to hear you read. And, like, I was reading it, like, Double, Double, Toil and Trouble, Firebird and Cauldron Bubble, you know, I have nude, toe of dog, whatever. Yeah. And she was like, oh, well, if she wants to read this book, then, yeah, go ahead. And I definitely read it. I didn't comprehend it, but words I did read and understand.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I needed approval. I think it was more of, like, this schoolwork isn't rigorous enough for me, and I need new schoolwork.
Did you say that in front of the whole class, or was this in a private meeting with the
I did. This is going back to 2nd grade. Yeah. I remember This is another embarrassing story. I remember tucking my sweatshirt into my pants. What I thought was my pants, but it turns out it was my underwear.
Oh.
And I remember the second grade teacher like called me up to the front of the class.
Oh.
And I thought I was going to get like an award or something. And she was just like, you tucked your sweatshirt into your underwear. So like my underwear was just like up to hair.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
So
God.
you were like a
Into it.
quintessential nerd.
Yeah,
it
you-
sounds
Oh,
like.
yeah.
nerd.
But I was funny. I was always funny. I didn't get made fun of, except for my voice. People hated my voice. Which is still what I get made fun of for on the internet.
Yeah, no, it happens. It happens to the best of us. That is, so I do remember also, like, I try to be cool on this podcast, but I was not. Because I was super into space. And
Oh
would
my
read-
God, me too.
Yeah, I would read these very dense books about space,
Yeah.
which obviously I could not understand fully.
Right,
But would
totally.
memorize facts.
Was it like those eyewitness books and they were like photos?
Oh, no,
and-
they were like textbooks.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it was like a very detailed
Did
textbook.
you go to space camp?
I did go to space.
I
camp.
did
Yeah.
go to space camp also.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh
I mean,
my God.
I grew up in Florida, so you know.
Oh, lucky
it-
I had to fly there.
Yeah,
I'm from Chicago, so
yeah. We were all about it.
you were locals.
It was great. But yeah, I would just memorize all these facts because I didn't like fully get the books, but I
Yeah.
would just like spit them out to impress people. Like
Oh, I love
like
that.
the long names of stars, like where it's just like letters and numbers and like what each one is, and I'm like, I'm cool, right? I can say
That's like
these.
the least important fact about space.
Yeah, I feel like if you go to like an aerospace engineer,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
We just looked that up. We don't even try to memorize. It's a waste of our time.
Right.
Yeah, the nerd kid thing that they think is
Yeah.
cool is never cool.
I'm sure I didn't think I was cool though. I don't think that ever crossed my mind.
You were just doing it for the
I was
love
doing
of
it because here's what I think makes me cool. Still today. I don't give a fuck. Like I will
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
true
pretty cool.
to myself. That's what I like
is-
and I don't care. I
Yeah.
would suffered like getting made fun of. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Just
Yeah.
just
Wow.
keep rolling. So then how did that attitude that is very cool now, but
Yes.
as a child, how did that manifest itself with like your friendships?
Yeah, well, I wasn't like really made fun of. It would have been like jokingly from my friends,
Yeah.
like
Good
I
old
said.
ribbing.
But yeah, exactly. But I think I was funny enough where maybe I
Yeah.
wasn't a target.
Oh.
I think
Wise.
that was I think that was my tactic. I remember in middle school just being I remember making very specific friendships that helped me out socially. I remember like
Strategic.
yeah, like extremely strategic, very thought out, very like Machiavellian.
Okay, you sound like a sociopath now.
You're saying this with like such a very like blank tenor. It's just like, yeah, this is what I did.
I did. I remember certain girls that I was like, okay, excellent. If I make friends with her, then that girl won't make fun of me. And it was like that because I would be like walking down the hallway, and then the cool girl would be like, "Hey, Katie," and then all of her cool friends would see and be like, "Oh, okay, so she's off limits. Like we can't make fun of her."
Wow.
But I remember like really thinking about this and like, all right, this is the girl that I need to make friends with.
Oh,
This
wow.
girl less important. She's not as cool.
You would be great on Survivor.
Oh yeah, I would be. I should do that for sure.
You could not bring a suitcase of books, though. I'm sorry.
Okay, well then I am not going. I will never.
refuse to not bring your books with you. Just
Yes.
swimming down the island with
I
your
still have
suitcase.
all of them.
Rolling into tribal council with all your books.
So that is fascinating. So like
Yes.
your friendship, not to make fun of or
Yeah.
scrutinize your friendships too much, but I'm going to do that. Were any of them real, or were they all
Yes.
like strategic?
A lot of them were real.
You had
Some of
real
them were not.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Were you a popular kid?
Yeah,
no.
you sound like the coolest goddamn girl that's ever lived.
I wasn't. I was just.
I feel like terrified of you. I
I think I might have been a little sociopathic. Like like even as a small child, I did some horrible things.
Oh
but
my
I
God.
can't say them. Truly can't say them here. I didn't know that I was killing. Like I wasn't.
Oh my God! I literally was just about to say, are we about to talk about killing
I didn't
pets?
know that I was killing when I did it. But I did. But it's fine because it was not.
Oh my
but then I
God.
outgrew that phase and I'm
That's
totally normal.
Okay, great. I thought we were
That's
going to switch
important.
over to Tales from the Pit for a second.
No.
Yeah, no, it's very important to know that that Katie is a functioning human
Yes,
being.
I'm definitely functioning. I love animals. I have a dog. I love my dog.
When did you stop wetting the bed? Oh
Wow.
Yeah.
This is just therapy.
So were you
Yeah.
ever embarrassed? I mean,
No.
are you embarrassed now by
I
anything?
remember. Oh my God. This is bringing back such weird memories of me. Like having embarrassing things happen to me and then other people being like, hey, this thing happened to you. And me just being like, okay. And then continuing about my day.
Oh my God! I mean,
Like sitting in something that and then having it on my butt the whole day and just being like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm aware of that.
honestly, you're. I mean, that's crazy pants, but
Yes.
but you're probably better off because
Yeah.
I think that would ruin any other like 13-year-old girl's day.
Yeah.
Is knowing that.
It was weird.
But you just kept pulling through. But I
Oh,
do
yeah.
feel retroactively.
Yes.
Is there anything that sticks out
As in being embarrassing?
as being like one of your biggest embarrassing moments retroactively? Because clearly it wasn't at the time.
Yeah. I just
Clearly you rolled with the punches and like were weirdly well adjusted.
remember
Not. I can't tell. I can't tell. I honestly can't tell.
I just remember like specific incidents, but yeah, I remember being like, "Oh no, this was actually funny." Or like, like this was an embarrassing thing to some people, but for me, yeah,
It
for
just
me, I
happened.
was just like, that was a thing that happened, and one day I will find this very funny. Like I remember being on stage. At,
You were a tiny adult
yes,
walking
I-
around with your
Yeah.
suitcase.
I really was. I just remember like getting into whatever National Honor Society, but for like middle school, whatever that
Yeah.
version is. And I remember I had to give a speech, and then I sat back down, and then a bunch of other stuff happened, and then people applauded, and I just for some reason assumed they were applauding me, and so I stood up. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, obviously that wasn't for me. That was for the like all the things that happened between now and my speech. And so I just like sat back down and was like, all right, that's fine. I'm sure people saw and thought that was weird, but
That
it was
is
totally fine.
amazing. I am fascinated by
Wow, yeah.
you as a child because
Yeah, it was wild. I was a weird.
I mean, there's definitely stuff I did that I didn't think was embarrassing at the time.
Yes.
And now I've mentioned on this show before that I used to like think breakdancing was cool and like breakdanced at bar mitzvahs.
Well, Bridget, breakdancing is
It
cool.
is cool.
You breakdancing is
It's not cool because it wasn't
Let's be
dancing because
clear.
I'm not a dancer. It was more like I taught myself how to do specific things and then just did them not to
Oh.
the beat of any music and had people
Yes.
like circle around me and clap while I did this. And then like other people would get into the circle who were good dancers.
Yes.
And then they would all be like, that was very cute, Bridget.
Ah, you were
And-
confident though.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then
Yeah, like a
you-
blind confidence.
a
of
blind
like, sure.
confidence that lasted to like maybe 8th grade, and then I got into high school and people were like, remember when you used to do that? And I was like,
Oh God.
Oh, shit.
oh yeah, and like didn't think about it until people started making fun of me for it, and I was like, yeah, I want to laugh at this with you, but it's too fresh.
Yes,
Yeah.
it just happened.
It's too soon. That was a year ago.
I feel like you should have your children change schools after middle school.
Yeah.
Just get a
Fresh
fresh
start.
start in high school because
Yeah, it's not
it's
great.
terrible.
Yeah.
I have a good story
Oh.
about dance.
Oh please.
I was, I'll take you back to 7th grade.
All right.
I was, starting to go to dances.
Yeah.
I guess we had like a spring fling in 5th and 6th grade, but
Yeah.
that wasn't a big deal. And everyone's mom was like a chaperone.
Right.
So, you couldn't really dance.
Right.
How you want it to.
Right. You couldn't really get your freak on.
You couldn't
in
get your
5th and
freak
6th
on.
grade.
Yeah. But then in 7th and 8th grade, no parent chaperones. It was just teacher chaperones. And who gives a shit about what they see?
Yeah. They're traumatized enough.
Yes, exactly. But I remember the cha-cha slide got real big. And I went to the store to buy the CD so I could practice it before middle school dances, which is crazy because it tells you what to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
As you're doing it.
This is like my brothers love this story. It's so weird, but I would like put it on and practice the moves so that I was like extra good at it.
That is amazing.
And I was great at it.
You were the best cha-cha slider.
Yeah, I was incredible.
Was everyone like, damn, Katie's nailing it? It's like she knows before
she knows
the
before
next thing.
she knows exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
So
Do you know what the Charlie Brown is? Because I feel like everyone just made up a different version.
I just did whatever was popular at the school.
Right, you went with the flow.
I observed and wrote
Soaked
down.
it in. So you did leave a little room for improvisation in your dance.
Of course I did. That's definitely necessary.
You would think the Charlie Brown would look like the Peanuts dance that they do with their
the
hand.
Snoopy dance, yeah.
But ours, how we did it was we would kind of go back and forth.
Us too.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I don't know what that is, but that is how we would do it.
Someone misinterpreted the Charlie Brown. They thought of something else because that's not really what they do on Charlie Brown.
No.
I want to talk to the writers on the song. And, like, what did they intend?
We'll find out years later because we just found out the electric slide is about a vibrator.
I know.
Yeah, I love that.
So years later, we'll find out what the cha-cha slide is about.
Anal beads.
Hopefully. A bunch of middle schoolers
dancing to anal
beats.
Oh, gross.
Yes, truly.
I thought that story was going in a different direction because when you said dance without parent chaperones, I remember in 7th and 8th grade that meant like grinding was starting.
Oh yeah. No, for me it meant just expressing myself through the cha-cha slide. It was.
Did you add any of your own like flourishes to it?
I'm sure
did you make it your own?
I'm sure I did. I actually danced for a very long time, so I was good at dancing because I
felt the need to practice.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I was like I fully danced from age 3 through high school. So like I was actually a good dancer.
No, but that would make sense that you would want to rehearse the dance.
Yeah.
Maybe just because I had to be prepared.
I mean,
I was like probably going to be the best dancer out there regardless, just because I was like actually trained.
Yeah, because I am to this day a terrible dancer and. I am confident enough to cha-cha slide without practicing, but
yeah, I can't dance anymore. It's really bad.
For people who were dancers, I always want. Does that make like dancing at parties easier, or is it like a different thing?
I think it's a different thing.
Yeah. It's got to be, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. It's all hard to me. It's all terrible. And
well, like, what are you gonna do? Break out on the dance floor with a pas de bourrée when back that ass up comes out? Like,
really.
It's like a different.
I just feel like maybe you're just like more comfortable with your body.
Oh, that for sure. A little bit more disciplined.
That's true.
We're like,
yeah.
I feel so uncomfortable. Like,
what breakdancing moves could you do?
Oh, I mean, here's the unfortunate thing: is that like I am pretty athletic. So
yes, you are.
Yeah. So I was able to do like the freeze and the worm and like coffee grinders and like windmills, but like not competent enough to put them all together. Like I was physically able to do the things.
Yes.
But nothing else.
Just like one at a time.
Yeah, it was like one at a time to no pattern.
Yes.
Or rhythm or anything in between happening. It was just like one after the other. It was exhausting to watch. Like someone trying that hard, I'm sure was not. And then I had all my friends were like, she's got to stop this. She needs to. Yeah.
Wow. So Katie,
yes.
Growing up, were you insecure about literally anything at all? Or did you just kind of feel like this is who I am and whatever?
I feel like I've always been a mix of like very confident while also hating myself. Like I think
yes, I can relate.
I think
the comedian's trap.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, seriously.
Yes.
But I think I even had it. Yeah, that kind of weird mentality. I had it then for sure. It was just like a bunch of varying thoughts about myself. Some positive, some very negative.
Right. Yeah. Did you have to like adjust to like continue your confidence, because it's amazing to me that because I was a insecure wreck, despite knowing I was like good at certain things.
Yeah, I feel like you should write a book, because I think young people need to hear what you have to say about growing up.
I think I had my parents. So my dad is extremely Slavic, and I'm sure culturally that had something to do with my kind of like.
What does that mean specifically?
Just like cold and just like calculating, and then like I just got married a month ago, and my dad shook my hand instead of hugging me when I went to the altar. Yeah. We just shook hands. And I was like, this for me, this was totally what should have happened. But like, for other people, I bet they were like, that was weird. Yeah. That was a weird
story there.
That should have been a hug for sure. But
no, that's a Marovitch hug.
Yeah, that was a handshake. A firm business handshake is a Marovitch hug.
Yeah. No, my grandma is from Osaka, and when we talk on the phone, it's like, okay, well, talk to you later, Grandma. Yep, talk to you later. We don't hug at the airport or anything. It's like, hello. Like we bow
how are
to
you?
each other.
Yes.
Oh my God. My family is the most like huggy, warm family, and I am not that way at all. I don't know what happened to me, but like I don't really super love being touched. Like, and they are the warmest, friendliest people. And, like,
do you have siblings?
Yeah, and my brother's super nice, but he's more in their line than in mine. Something happened to me where it's like everyone needs to stop touching me and stop doing this kind of bullshit.
I've had to grow into hugging. I'm definitely better at it than when I was a kid. But my mom used to tell people, and like maybe this is true, when I was born, I had complications, so they had to put me like the NICU, like they took me away basically. So I didn't get skin to skin contact with my mom. We're very close. I mean, I think of her as my best friend, but she thinks that the reason why I'm not like a huggy person is because I was cheated of skin to skin when I was a baby. I've like since I'm better about hugging now, but
I bet that has something to do with it.
Yeah,
like,
it makes sense.
Yeah,
but,
like those formative moments.
But like she would tell my friends this.
Oh,
that's that's not cool.
It's like, well, Sarah, she's so cold because I didn't get to touch her when she was an infant. Like, okay,
because Sarah was very sick as a baby.
Because Sarah almost died when she was born. Now she doesn't know.
Did you almost die?
No, I mean, it got, this is kind of dark, but it did, I think I was gonna make it, but they did take my dad aside and did the whole, like, if we have to save one. And he was like, oh, my wife, obviously.
Yes.
Like, we'll make another baby.
I don't know this kid.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I think he chose right. Hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he didn't know you.
No.
If my husband said the baby, I'd be so pissed.
Like, what is this, the 17th century?
That baby has not done anything. I've done a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm worthy of that. Yeah.
That baby isn't bringing in the dough.
No.
It is funny when my grandma sometimes visits us in Houston. Like we all get together, and like my dad is like a big dude, like totally like white American Texan, like big old hugger, and she's like 4'11", 70 pounds maybe, like 85 years old, and be like, hey Fumiko, how's it going? Like big hug, Lord, how was your flight? It's like, listen, we don't do this in this culture. Like, relax.
That's great.
And it's like this huge like white guy picking up this elderly Japanese woman. It's so funny. It's like a cartoon.
I'd be so afraid. Like, you're gonna break her?
No, she's okay. She loves it. She's like, oh.
So that sounds panicked. Doesn't sound.
No, but she's like delighted by it. She's like, oh, he's so big. He picked me up.
Oh, that's a good grandma. That's a nice grandma.
Oh, she's a sweet lady. It's just we don't like hugging isn't really like a part of like what she does. And then here comes like white America with a big old hug.
I had to like teach myself how to hug like a normal person. It just got way too far in my adulthood where I was like avoiding it and in awkward situations.
Yes.
That I had to be like, all right, you're gonna have to teach yourself how to hug like a normal person.
Yeah.
And like every time I was in a social situation where someone went to hug me, I was like, all right, you're gonna try it this way now. You're gonna try
you can't do the side. You got to go all the way.
I was a huge like side hugger forever. Like I still do that to my parents. Like I still side hug them at the airport. It's just like, please don't.
I don't like being hugged, and I don't think you have to hug. Like I think it's silly that people do that, but I will definitely wait for the other person to initiate the hug.
Yes.
I'll never initiate.
I'll never start
one.
it. Yeah, I'll never start it. And it gets weird. It gets weird
but
sometimes.
I like it when the other person also doesn't start. You just don't, neither one of you needs to do it.
Yeah.
And you don't do it.
It's weird when it's a group of people and one of them feels the need to hug, but then the other person doesn't, and you're like, we're fine.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
This is understood. There needs to be because also where I grew up in Miami, it's a very Latin culture, so what a lot of people do to greet each other is kiss each other on the cheek. And that's just like how you say hi.
Katie just shook her head. I just want to tell everyone at home listening. It's just a very solid no.
It's terrible. It was like you did it like even kids like we would do it in middle school at like when we greeted each other. Like that's how you said hi. It was super.
Would you do it?
Yeah. It was like I didn't mind it because it was like such a standardized greeting.
Okay.
That
so
I
it wasn't
enjoyed.
Like special.
Yeah, it wasn't special. It was like super standard.
Yes.
So I knew what I was walking into, like when I had to greet people. It wasn't like this person I'm gonna hug, this person I'm gonna wave to, like I have to do now, and suss out my social interactions.
Yeah.
But having moved away and living here now, it is so weird to me going back and all these people like pulling me in to kiss me on the cheek, and I'm like, I haven't seen you in 3 years. What are you doing?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And then my parents will do it to like greet people, like if they like come up and meet and they're like, yeah, your mom kissed me on the cheek, and I was like, yeah, they do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my neighbor kisses me on the lips. She does like the full on French, like just a little. You know, it's not like weird, but just a little. And it's like,
okay, so it's
I
not
don't
like
kiss my parents on the lips, like.
No.
Yeah, that's weird.
I kiss my dog on the lips whenever I get a chance, though. Like I try, because they don't really have lips.
No, they just have that like nose mouth.
They've got something, and I try to kiss it. Yeah.
Okay, so just to recap, a handshake at your wedding from your dad, a full kiss on the lips
On the
for
mouth.
my
My dog.
Mouth to mouth for
Mouth
Wetzel.
to mouth. Yeah, fully tongue to tongue.
What a dog greetings. You know, those are the only ones we can count on.
Yes. That's
Yeah,
true.
Human
that's
interaction is
reliable.
tough. But yeah, let's dive more into your like social interaction, because I am fascinated. So like, did you have a friend group?
Oh
like
yeah, I did. I had a group of mostly I had one best friend from like age 3, literally from preschool through the end of high school.
Yeah.
And then we weirdly just completely stopped talking, and I don't know why.
Wow, it was like a business interaction. Like, well,
It was.
we've completed
That was it.
We got
our
us through the hard
obligation.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really strange because I actually remember being on the phone with her. Her name was Molly, and I remember being like, you know what would be weird? If someday one of us gets married and we don't invite the other person because we're not close anymore. And then we like laughed about it, and then that's exactly what happened. I was like thinking about that a lot at the wedding. I was like, oh, that was a weird premonition that I had.
So strange.
You just like, my impression of your life is so calculated that just kind of seems like you said that, and we're like, actually, that's what's going to happen.
That's how it's going to be.
Yeah, you're saying that as a joke. Like, she said that, and you laughed with your eyes just wide open. Just like, yes, that would be weird.
Yeah, it was strange. But we were both really into comedy.
Okay.
And in middle school, we would put on short plays that were actually really funny. Like if you read them, they had songs, like dance moves. They were great.
Cool.
Well, you're from Chicago, yeah?
I'm from Chicago, yeah.
I mean,
so we
I
would
think
do
of that as like the
Second City.
birthplace of like American comedy.
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
would, and I was always doing comedy. Like my parents would bring me to Second City stuff, starting at like a very young age in the IO. So like, I was always around it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
Did you put on those plays like at school, or?
I put them on I have 2 older brothers, and I put them on in my basement for their friends.
And they loved it.
I honestly think they did enjoy it.
It sounds like it. It sounds like everything that should have gone wrong went weirdly right for you.
It did. It really did. I always hung out with kind of like the artsy people, like, and then I would make them do like sketch comedy with me or something like that.
Yes.
That is so helpful because I remember starting I had a satire column in the school newspaper. Ooh. And the first time it came out, I just remember everyone getting so, like, all the teachers got so pissed at me, and I was like called into like the principal's office because I didn't understand what it was. I forgot what it was about, but it was like making fun of something. Yeah. it was making fun of something. But like no one understood what it was. And I got in so much trouble for it. And I was like,
oh shit.
This doesn't seem like a healthy environment. But also at the time, that's when I like became a maniac because I was like, I love that I made everyone mad.
Oh, that's awesome.
It felt so at 15 when you can just make everybody mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of something you thought was cool that you did. It was great. But different environment. No one was supportive like that.
Yeah.
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 My school newspaper, me and my friend Elizabeth Passmore, we were P&G, Passmore and Griffith P&G, and we wrote the horoscopes. So she takes 6 of them, I take 6 of them, but they just be bullshit. It'd be like, Taurus, your backpack is unzipped. Like we literally would just write like whatever the
That's
fuck.
Very
It was just
funny.
like, and then like one time I was like, all right, let me put in like let me throw in some like actual things here, and it was like, I don't know, Cancer, like, hey, happy birthday month, like, you know, make sure you're, you know, finishing your college applications, whatever. And this one kid,
actual things.
Yeah, I don't know what the
you
fuck
were
I said.
still making
but
up.
I just remember specifically I said like happy birthday this month, and this one kid that was a year older than us was like, oh my God, Sarah, like, did you write this zodiac horoscope? I was like, yeah. He was like, how did you know my birthday is next week? Like, you nailed it. And I was like,
no. I
was like, oh, this kid actually kind of had problems like with school. Like he graduated, but it was like kind of a miracle that he did. I feel so bad saying that, but I was like, dude, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, it's like, I know it's your birthday month. These correlate to your birthday.
Exactly
that is
why.
what a zodiac is.
That's the one thing that you can know for sure.
But like, yeah, we would just write like garbage bullshit horoscopes.
That's
like
fun,
that would be
though.
our
That is
contribution to the paper. I went to an art school. They just kind of was like, the newspaper's like, hey, write
Whatever you
whatever.
That's nice. I like how like freedom for little kids.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
you know, they shut me down at every turn, but I
Science
made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. No, things are fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we half got it. So you had your like one tight friend, but like where did you
Yes.
fit in on your hierarchy? What was your clique?
Oh man, I had friends in all the groups. I
Okay,
had like
you-
one friend in all the groups. Well, this was all calculated. Like
You
were
honestly
Yeah.
sound like Rasputin. Like he like went around and made a bunch of friends
I
and
did.
followers, and then became friends with like the czars
Oh,
and
for
shit.
sure I
Yeah.
did. I remember like the athletes, all the groups. Some people liked me from all of them.
All right.
Even like the like emo kids
Yeah.
or like gothic. Like I had friends truly in all the groups.
Yeah, you're
That
popular
was a
in the
good
way
one.
that is actually real popularity, which is you're an agreeable person and people like you genuinely.
And I know what to say to like each of these groups. Like, oh, I like art to the art kids, or like,
Right.
oh,
It's just that easy to be
volleyball.
friends with art kids. Just go up to them.
I
and be
like art.
Hey guys, I like art.
Art. Picasso. And then just walk
Have you guys
away.
been to the Art Institute? Check it out. That's making friends.
Yeah. I don't know how I did it. It was smart. I can't do it anymore though.
No.
Really?
No, in my adult life, I can't.
You
No
can't
one.
make friends.
Yeah, I can't. Well, I think it might be an LA thing. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like not really finding like a weird, like a smaller group here.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I have just like a bunch of friends that I see like every couple of months, and then
Yes.
we never talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I moved out here with a bunch of friends from college. And
Yeah.
like that is how we've moved around in this world of just like
That's
we're
smart.
still in college.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's
I wish I had that.
yeah. No, that's what you do. You just all caravan out as college kids
Yeah.
and that's how you have friends in LA.
Yeah, and
should've
like
done that.
friendship is like, hey, like I think adult friendship is like, hey, I haven't seen you in like 6 months. Do you want to get like dinner? It's like, sure. What are you doing next week? Okay, great. Let's get dinner. And then you get dinner, and then 6 months later, you do it all over again.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly what I do.
Honestly,
Yeah.
maybe some of the most like painfully awkward moments of my life came from adulthood and like trying to make new friends and like like, hey, so it's cool hanging out. Do you want to like, I don't know, like hang out again?
Have you ever asked for somebody's number on a platonic level of
It's-
like,
oh, yeah.
I want
so
to
much
see you
weird-
again,
yeah.
but I don't want to fuck you, but I do want to be your friend.
It's so terrible.
Oh.
Like, hey, do you want to get like drinks sometime? Like, I'm not hitting on you. I just like
I need a
I
friend.
just like
Yeah.
thought it
I
was
need a
cool hanging out, and like you're just digging yourself into a hole.
Oh,
and, like,
totally.
oh, maybe I should just stay inside.
Yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
it's so awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone has to kind of like make the first move.
you have to like initiate.
It is, friendship is fully dating, and it is
it
maybe
absolutely is.
the most humiliating thing you can do as an adult to make new friends.
Yeah, totally. And
no one
also,
tells you that.
I'm not successful at it.
Yeah. Yeah, without like the structure of school where you like have to interact with people every single day, like it's kind of hard to build a friendship with people that you're like, you live on a completely other side of town. We don't work together. Like we don't.
absolutely.
We have no reason to see each other outside of friendship.
Yeah. I'm not gonna
Do you want to go to a movie with me?
Our parents aren't even friends.
Yeah, you don't. I haven't even met your parents.
All of my like childhood friends were like our parents were somehow friends also.
Yeah.
So it was like everybody would just do stuff together.
Yeah.
Nice.
My dad grew up in the same town I did. So like he knew, and like none of his friends ever thought to leave that town either. So like all my friends were like, anytime I thought I made a new friend in school, they'd be like, oh yeah, your dad went to high school with his parents. And I was like, oh cool. So in this large city of Miami, I know no new people. It's all your friends' kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Good for them. But I am so fascinated by your high school experience. So like you had like these friends and stuff. Did you go to like what was your social life like outside of school? Because I feel like for like floater types where you have like a soft foot in each one, it can be difficult. I wouldn't have
been invited. Yeah, that's the thing. I was definitely friends with people at school, but I would never have been invited to like their parties or like no one would have thought to remember me. No one would have even thought to remember me. Right. But so I guess it was like fine at school, but then when I was home, it was like I guess I would hang out more with like the artsy kids. Okay. That would be like my social group. Yeah.
Because were you on any like teams or groups?
Oh no, I did do newspaper though. Oh, okay. And anything like with writing, I really liked.
Anything that you can bring your suitcase of books
exactly.
to.
Anything I can look important. I did journalism and I like did really well at the state competition. And then I was like, well, I'll never do this again because next year I might not do as well.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's what happened.
No, that's where I peak and then walk away.
Yeah, exactly. I peaked. Yeah, I was like, they really wanted me to go again because I like did well, and then I was just like, oh, absolutely not.
You remember what you wrote about?
I do remember. I had I was in 2 competitions. It was like a weird journalism competition.
Yeah, I've never heard of anything.
Yeah, it was really strange. It was in Illinois, but like, I bet they have them other places.
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure they they've got to give kids something to compete in.
I guess it'd be
I wrote
like
fake horoscopes. I wouldn't know anything about this kind of thing.
I wonder because they have like debate. Like they have like a big final. Like it was kind of like that. So one of them was like writing an article in a certain amount of time, and then the other one was like coming up with headlines. And for both events, I like seriously messed up. Like the first one, which was article writing, I had a panic attack while I was sitting there because I was like, I don't know how to write.
Oh no.
But then later I was like, I'll just try to be funny. And so then I wrote in like half an hour, like truly I had like so much less time than everyone else because I was just like, I'm just going to leave. And then I did well for that one. And then the other one, I just did like silly little headlines and I did well for that one too. And then I was like, okay, never again.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I had done worse, it would have been better because then I would have done it all 4 years or something. But I was just like, nope.
I feel like more than you doing so well, the reason you shouldn't have gone back is because you had a panic attack.
That's true. I did have a panic attack.
I feel like you're brushing over.
Yeah, I had a pretty bad panic. I remember it.
Were you on like...
I can put myself like exactly in that mindset.
Yeah. Of course, they're terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Were you on like a stage or something while you were doing like what?
It was in a classroom, but it was almost like a standardized test or something. It had that kind of feeling.
Were you like at a high school on a Saturday? And
yes. And it was actually like a university. Yeah. It was like the same kind of thing. It was like the end of the year. Yeah, it was definitely like a very stressful. And I was at like a South Side Chicago public school, so we were definitely like the underdogs and like we were against like all these rich kids and so it was like I'm sure I just felt like really out of place. Oh, and then for the second one, the headline writing one, I went to the wrong classroom.
Oh no!
And I was sitting there for like a long time and being like, "What are we doing?"
There it is.
They're all drawing something. I don't have anything. And then I figured it out. So I was really late to that event too.
And you still went.
I did
Win?
a really good job. For one, I got second place in the writing and then third place for the other one, but which was really good for that. But I just remember it was nice because, I was like from the underdog school. So it was cool to.
Yeah. And you overcame quite a bit.
Yeah, you were late. Oh, man, walking into the wrong class. Nothing's worse.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I still remember in college walking into an art class, and I was in film school, and everyone was drawing, and I was like, this isn't basic shooting. But I sat there for like 30 minutes. I was like, why are we trying to draw right now? Like, there are no cameras here. And then just like slowly realizing what was happening.
Oh, that's horrible.
And slinking out of the class. And
I slunk out of a class in college because I'm from Texas, so like I've learned Spanish since kindergarten. For all intents and purposes, there's no reason I shouldn't be 100% fluent, except for like immersion. Like I don't use
totally.
You don't use it, you lose it. So I had learned Spanish, but it was like Mexican Spanish because that's kind of like what people speak in Texas. Because like different areas have different words
totally.
and et cetera.
Like Canadian French is totally different.
So so we were learning that, and then when I went to college, I was like, well, like I could do Spanish 201. Like I can speak Spanish already, like no big deal. And so we're like going down, like we're learning, the predator verbs, whatever. And it's like, okay, so we're going through all the verbs and the vosotros form is. And I was like, we didn't learn this because Mexican Spanish doesn't use vosotros. It's only Spain Spanish that uses vosotros. And they are sister campus was in Madrid, so they were training people essentially to study abroad. So, which was really cool, but like, dude, I don't know this fucking verb. Like, I've literally never, ever used it in school. I don't even think it's in our textbooks in like Texas Spanish classes. So, like, I did just kind of like stood up and walked and dropped that class and thought, well, back to Spanish 101. That's Cieni Uno for those at home. Yeah, I did. I wasn't like the same level of embarrassment of going into the wrong classroom, but it was like, oh, I thought I was smart and I'm actually a fucking idiot.
What was it like called out? Did you have to like do it in front of everybody?
Well, we were kind of like doing like a call and repeat thing, and then pretty much like after that, it was like, I just have to get out of this classroom. Like I didn't even raise my hand and be like, I need to leave. I just like packed up my stuff and walked out.
Oh, that would stress me out so much.
I was like, no, I'm not even gonna pretend.
I would
Separately. But on the same note, a friend of mine and I in high school went to go see the Bee movie and sat in and instead walked into the wrong theater and sat in Love in the Time of Cholera for the whole first act with like both looking at each other like, this isn't animated.
Wait, you must have immediately known that wasn't the Bee movie.
We sat in there for an embarrassing amount of time before being like, this isn't Jerry Seinfeld as a bee. This isn't a fun romp of beehive life. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But it honestly sounds like you skated through.
Yeah, I don't know why we have you on at all.
No, it was... I
just
I'm sure there were things that I did that were like to anyone else. Yeah, that would have been...
That's amazing.
Real embarrassing. But to me, you're just
doing you.
Yeah. I just couldn't care about it.
I almost, in that case, feel bad for your bullies who are just like, well, we can't do anything with this kid.
I know. Those poor bullies.
You just shut them down.
Yeah. I definitely would have.
Yeah. Just like, no, you can't water on a duck.
Yeah, wow.
You need to go into middle schools and like teach kids.
Yeah, I feel like you should like do like a tour of schools and just be like, hey kids, just don't care. Like just do whatever you want to do and like don't worry about other people.
Find what you really like. Like for me it was doing well in school and comedy and then just do that and just nothing else matters. Down. Yeah, keep your head down.
Yeah, and like if you're bad at something, don't worry about it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Or if you're super good at something, do it once and then
Yes, exactly. Do it once and
walk away at the top.
That's my rule for everything though.
Yeah.
I still leave parties at peak fun. Which is like, because I know I'll like notice during the party, like, oh, I'm having a lot of fun. And then I'll leave that second. Because I would be like, that's when you have to leave. Because after peak fun, it gets less fun. Yeah.
I do a very similar thing. And I call it a fun ceiling. Ooh! Where you hit a fun ceiling. Yeah. And then once you've noticed you hit it, I'll wait it out a little longer.
Yeah.
Then like the minute I start having the most
fun. Yeah, the come
fun.
down is hard.
But yeah, so like I'll realize like, oh, this is the most fun this party is getting. And then I'll wait like an hour more.
Oh, okay. That's too long.
Sometimes, yes. And sometimes it will be like 3 hours more and I'm just like, when should I leave? I'll spend like 3 hours at a party being like, any minute now I could go.
Oh, no. I'll like be at a party for an hour.
Yeah.
That's like a very standard.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like people's fun ceilings, as I refer, are different for everyone.
Yeah.
Like some people can just keep going. For me, you know.
I can't. My God.
Around like one, I've probably had the most fun I'm going to have at that party. And now what's going to be the most fun is going home and eating some pizza in the fridge. Yeah.
No, I don't have necessarily like that, but I will say like the very first minute that I think, oh, I could be home right now is the minute I leave.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I could be home right now, but I'm here, so let me... No. The very second I like...
The thought crosses your mind.
As soon as I look at my phone and the Lyft app like winks at me, it's like, oh, right, I could be at home right now. I could be sitting down comfortably and listening to my own music and have shoes off and be eating food.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I can't have people over for this reason. Because, exactly. People have different levels of peak fun.
Right. And if you're not in control of when you can leave.
I have to be in control. Yeah. Because I need people to leave almost immediately. I need them to visit and then leave.
I have a very similar thing where, like, I like the idea of being in my own home. And, like, having people come to me where, like, I can have my things that I am comfortable with.
No.
But then they're there for, like... 3 or 4 hours and I'm like, you gotta go.
Everyone overstays their welcome.
I will host a pre-game party, like if people are going out because you gotta leave. I will never have people there the whole night or like a post-game party.
My apartment, I used to host all the parties in college because I did have like a really sweet, big, huge loft apartment, and we had like a keg left over from a weekend event. And it was like Sunday we had struck a show. And so I was like, everyone come over for a kegger at my place after strike. Like kind of half kidding. And like 3 people did actually show up. Oh,
that's the worst amount of people to show up to a party.
Yeah, and wound up, and not really a party, and wound up staying and like watching Cops forever. Like I'm not joking. It was 1 a.m. and I stood up and I was like, okay, well, you're more than welcome to stay. Which is like, hint, no, you're not.
Fuck out.
But one of the people that were over were staying with me because they were staying out of town. So they were like crashing on my couch. So I was like, okay, well, so you guys could stay up or whatever. I have to go to sleep because I have class in the morning and I have to take care of some homework things, whatever. And then I went to my bedroom expecting all of them to be like, well, you know, it's about that time. These people stayed at my apartment until like, and the next morning, like Zach was sleeping on my couch. I was like, Zach, when did everyone finally leave? He was like, about like 2 a.m. I was like, what the fuck? Did they not feel in the air the vibe to like when your host out? When the host goes to sleep, if you show up to a party and there's only like 2 other people there and they're sitting down watching TV,
get out of the party.
Guess what? Have like your 1 beer and leave.
Yeah. Or just leave immediately. Yeah. I would honestly have just like said something like, okay, I can't stay here. I need to leave.
I would have, you would have seen me do that like Homer Simpson.
I was just going to say the Abe Simpson walking in.
Abe Simpson, walking in and just circling out.
Yeah.
I've done that way too many times. Just like, nope, can't be here. I've walked outside to get like fresh air at a party and just heard this sentence. I like walked outside and there's just 2 dudes talking and one of them goes, see, the problem with the Democratic Party is, and I fully just like turned around and like walked. I was like, I'd rather be in that hot, stuffy room than whatever the following sentence at 2 in the morning from you dudes is going to be, because it is going to make me angry. I am sure of it. But yeah, I do want you to teach that class of...
I think I should.
You need to write the follow-up to like how to win friends and influence people.
Just like...
But it's...
how to... make
sociopathy.
How to make loose acquaintances and
how
skate
to not
by.
get made fun
of.
How
to skate by,
How to look like you're popular and friends with everyone while not having friends.
Well, just doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Faking it till you make it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, I guess, kind of it. Just the level of not caring and just doing the thing you want to do is something that I wish I could have told my younger self.
No, I wish I could still. I guess it would be so inappropriate for an adult.
No,
you
need
have to
shame
care more.
Yeah,
you have to.
You need shame as an adult.
Yeah, you really do.
It's crazy because I feel like I learned that retroactively. Like I became shameful, but you just never cared.
No.
But I guess that's what happened. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
Well, congratulations. You sound like you had an awesome childhood.
You were,
and everything was perfect for you. Thank you so much for coming on
No,
Rough
I had a
Stuff.
great time. I don't know why you guys had me on this.
Yeah, no.
No, it's nice. It's good to break it up every now and then.
I mean, it was fascinating. Truly,
but
diving
I'm sure
into that.
sad things. I was definitely depressed. And like, I had,
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
But
I mean, yeah, it did. Yeah,
the stuff
there are pros and cons, but like the fact that you've never because there are things that I will wake up in the middle of the night and be like, why did I do that in third grade?
Yeah, no, you're better off. You're so better off.
I remember a thing I think about all the time is that we were like at a party in middle school and like we were in like a Thai dancing circle, which is
What's that?
Yeah, what?
Terrible situation where like everyone was in a circle. And someone had like a tie, and they would like choose the person they wanted to dance with by like putting the tie.
No.
And I remember I was like a weird kid, and then you would just have to dance in the circle with like a boy you liked or girl you liked, and like
oh god.
And while
That's
everyone
horrible.
just stood waiting to be chosen next. And I remember I got like very clearly pity chosen by like the cute boy in school who was like dating the popular boy in school. And it was like very clear what was happening. And I was like, I know he knows I have a crush on him. And it was just like being nice. And I remember dancing in the circle and just like trying to get through it. And then
how long would you dance for?
It was like 3 minutes.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay.
Like not that long. Maybe 30 seconds.
I don't know. That seems really long.
That seems long.
Minutes aren't
it
long.
felt that way. It was probably 30 seconds. That felt like 2 minutes.
Yes.
But I remember as I was dancing, that popular girl who was his girlfriend, I felt her like take my shirt up and like put it over because my shirt, the back of my shirt was tucked into my underwear. And I was like, not only is this clearly a pity dance, but also my underwear's hanging out. And she had to help me dance with her boyfriend.
Wow, we've really come full circle on the underwear tuck in.
And we have, and I think about that constantly. I think about that moment of my life constantly.
That's so adorable, though. That seems like a scene from a cartoon.
Yeah, that honestly is cute. But
it's not great being that person.
No, it's cute because it didn't happen to me.
Yeah. It's not great. And I think about that moment all the time. And it's so cool you didn't have that. It's cool. But you also tucked your underwear into your pants. But you just rolled with it.
I was like, that's fine.
That's fine. It happens.
So be it.
Yeah. Which, good for you. You've made me have to rethink once again on this podcast my entire childhood outlook because
yeah.
I was wrong.
Yeah, no, I was
That's what we found out many times.
You were right.
I think we know I was right.
You were right the whole time. Everyone, teacher gets to be like a young Katie Marovitch. And thank you for joining us on this podcast. It's been a pleasure to have you.
Yay.
Tell people where they can find you and what you're up to.
I'm on all of the stuff, Twitter, Instagram, at Katie Marovitch, and you can watch my sketches on College Humor on YouTube.
Yeah, you know the site.
Yeah. YouTube.
YouTube.
Pretty popular site.
YouTube.com on the World Wide Web.
YouTube.gov.
No, .com.
No.
Oh, .com. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Don't go to that one. Yeah, you can find this podcast on all the social medias at Rough Stuff Pod and me on Twitter at Bridgett Tweets.
And I'm at Twitter at @SK_Griffith.
Yeah.
And add me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her up. Yeah,
network can always
add
get
all
bigger.
of us on LinkedIn. We all are on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's true. I'm on LinkedIn for sure.
I would love to get a LinkedIn ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you listen to the show.
Wow.
Follow us all on LinkedIn.
This has been a Small Beans endeavor. We're a bunch of pals who make podcasts, sketches, music, web series, and movies. The Beans always have new ideas percolating, so make sure to check us out at patreon.com/smallbeans. That's patreon.com/smallbeans, where you can browse all of our current and past content, see what we've got planned in the future, and learn how your support can help the small beans grow into huge, giant monster beans. If you enjoyed this content module, please like, rate, subscribe, or tell a friend about us. We love you!